All right, are you ready? Let's go in. Here is my indoor jungle. Give you an overview of the setup here. I do want to say before I show you all the plants that it did not look like this before I hit record. 5 minutes ago, I was just pulling off as many yellowing leaves as I could. I could still see a few, but it's usually a messy plant room, but I definitely wanted to get rid of that at least a little bit before showing you the plants. Just want to let you know that it doesn't always look like this. So I'm just going to back up because right away, you see my mess over here. So this is all supplies that I have. I'm going to organize my closet. So this is all hopefully gonna be able to fit in the closet one day. So this container has already pre-mixed soil and I have a bunch of plant decor and containers and saucers and supplies. And then this is my cart, which is also a hot mess. And I would love to organize it. If you want me to do a video specifically on organizing my PLANTY cart and supplies, let me know because I don't know if people want to see that, but maybe I can get some ideas on how to organize all the supplies. But anyways, let's get to the plants. So I think I'll leave this section for last. So we're gonna turn right and we're gonna start off with this plant, which is my pastazanum or pastazanum. Oh wow, look at that. So it has 1, 2, 3, and 4 leaves. So this is the newest leaf. Obviously looks beautiful. Don't mind my closet, it's a mess. I have underwatered these plants the past couple of weeks just because I've been so busy, but I'm glad that the newest leaf didn't get affected. And right now I just have it in this container here. So this is another cart that I have. It rolls and it's 2 shelves. So at the bottom I have more supplies and at the top I put plants. Back here, I just have like a massive saucer and I put plants that need to be watered, like this guy. So this is the Rhaphidophora decursiva, and then I have a Syndapsis moonlight. I'm a little rusty with the names because it's been a while, but hopefully I remember all of them. This is my micans. I'm kind of rehabbing it right now because there are some sections that are yellowing, but I love the velvety leaves. See how close I can get. Love them. Did I say micans? Yeah, I did, right? I always say melanochrysum sometimes in the video, so this is my micans. And then over here, this guy definitely has to be repotted. You'll see another underlying theme in this video is that a lot of my plants do need to be repotted. And I did want to record my plant room tour before I did that, because if not, I'm just going to delay posting this video and recording. Look at that. There's a lot of nectar. You can see the droplets. It's like that sticky stuff. But I love velvety philodendron leaves. So yeah, so this one definitely wants to climb, and it does have a new leaf coming out right there. And yeah, so it's quite long right now, but I want to put it on some sort of pole. So let me just show you, might as well. So this is my closet right now, and I feel like I'm not really using it as much as I could, or, you know, be more efficient and effective with the space. So I want to have another shelf right there. That way I can lift some of this stuff up and then put some of the other stuff over here. But yeah, so that's the shelf. Usually I have this in the middle of the room, but for right now, I'm in the middle of the room, so I'll leave that there. This guy's yellowing. It's because I underwatered it. Under or over, can't tell, but this one definitely needs to be repotted. It's such a small container. Next, we have the Alocasia Regal Shield. This one has so many babies. I've been meaning to repot them or separate them, but I haven't. And I kind of like how they're all in here with the mom. This one's kind of bleached or something. I think maybe it's because of the sun, because it's usually right beside the sliding doors that are behind me. So if I just slowly turn you here. So this is a sliding door, which is basically the windows here. So the plant's usually right here. Maybe it's too much light, but yeah, so this is one of the bigger leaves. And then this leaf right here. And yeah, this is my couch, by the way. I'm gonna put this guy down. Maybe I'll leave him right here, that way it's not right in the sun. So yeah, this is my couch. And then over here, I have my wonky Philodendron gloriosum. Again, it has a lot of the nectar sticky stuff, but it has overgrown this pot like a year ago, and it's actually been climbing down the side. So I think it's trying to find the floor, and then it's gonna start crawling the floor. But I let it do its thing, so I don't really mind. So yeah, this is the Philodendron gloriosum. One of my actually oldest plants. And you can tell that it needs to be repotted because look, this one is the oldest leaf and it's been yellowing. But I just leave it until it dies off. This is, I think this is my Philodendron mame. I can't remember, it was a trade that I did and I had to cut it into pieces because it was just drying out so quickly and the root system wasn't really good. So I ended up just starting from scratch again. I think I have 3 cuttings. But yeah, like this is one of the prettier leaves. I think it's mame or it's a silver version of the Philodendron Soderoy AF. I'm not sure. But anyways, if you can tell, it has some silver in it. All right, and then we have my Philodendron subhustatum. This plant's really cool. I think it's gonna be a bit dark. This plant's really cool because the undersides are, you can tell they're reddish. Oh, there you go. Reddish brown. They're supposed to be burgundy, but mine are darker than that. It's finding 2 directions. So this one's actually going on the side and then this one's going straight, but I decided to just hang them both together. Oh, this guy fell. Okay, well this leaf is gonna stay like that. Again, my plants are not perfect, so hopefully it reminds you that, you know, that the plants are gonna have their own unique quirks and unique leaves. So anyways, so here is my Philodendron Summer Glory. And this one's a really cool plant too because it actually comes out more red. So you can see that leaf is really red. And then it slowly turns nice and green. And this is actually a crawler, so you can tell there that it's about to crawl out of the pot. This is a new leaf too. Looks like it got stuck, but there's actually 2 plants in here. You can see here's one, and then over here is the other. And then here is the Philodendron hustatum. So this is the subhustatum, and then this is the hustatum. So that one is also beautiful. It's definitely more green bluish color. It's also called the Philodendron silver sword, and this plant has also been with me for a very long time. It has 2, or it's vining 2 vines, so one's going this way and then one's going that way as well. So you can see here. So I think that's kind of cool that a lot of my plants have branched out basically. All right, so here is the Birkin, not the purse, but the plant. And this is also one of my older plants. I've had this one for a very long time. And it's still in the original pot, which is crazy to think, but it's definitely doing a good job. It's growing really nice for me, and yeah, there's just some of these older ones have spots, but the rest of them don't. So it must be either dried out or some sort of bacteria, but yeah. And then here is my Alocasia dragon scale. I really love this plant. Like, look at that. If you see specks on my plants, it's actually from the beneficial bugs. There's some residue on it. So far I haven't seen actual bugs besides maybe 2 that I've moved, but these should be okay. So this one has 2 or 3 or 4 plants. I think it's 3. Yeah, 3 plants, which is amazing. And again, I should repot it and separate it. That way they don't, you know, take up too much water and start, you know, fighting over the water. And then this vining plant is out of control now. I don't even know what to do with it, but this is my Syngonium albo and my Syngonium mojito. So I'm gonna actually go on the couch. Okay, so this is my albo and it is doing so well. So the albos are actually attached to the trellis and they go up and then they go down and they go back up. So this piece right here actually comes down and up and around. So they're really, really long. Same with this guy. So this one is going up and then back down and then around. But some of the leaves are so, so pretty. This one's really white. This one's almost a half moon. It has like a little bit of green there. This one has, so it's so strange when it comes to Syngonium albo that the variegation is consistent. Like it could revert, but it most likely it will do fine, but you just never know what you're gonna get with each leaf. Like that right there, it's like a half and half. And then on this side, so I have it in that cup right now, it's my mojito. So the mojito starts down here, you see these leaves. Syngonium mojito, and then it goes all the way up and then it ends over here, which is really nice. For some reason, the higher it grew, the more green or dark green it is, but then down here with less light, it has lighter variegation, which I would think is the other way around, but anyways. Here's my Hoya Crimson Print Queen, sorry, because it has the halo in the outside. And it's kind of neat because some of the new leaves, because this plant was outside, they have come out pure white. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'll kind of see if it continues or if they die off, but yeah. Really beautiful. And then right beside it is my Hoya Carnosa. And this one I've had for a very long time. This one was just a couple of cuttings that I got from a family member. And now it has grown so, so much. It's such an easy care plant. It's amazing. Like, look at this leaf back here. It's so, so, so beautiful. And yeah, I haven't really done anything with it, but she's living her best life. Looks like she's grabbing onto the wall now. But yeah, definitely loved this trellis situation and is definitely grabbing on. And over here, I have some propagations that I've had for a very long time. If you go back to my first ever propagation video, I can link it in the description if you're curious. These plants were in that video and I put the plants into a propagation container and I still have them. This is, I want to say, over 3 years later. So it's pretty amazing. So these are snake plants and there's 3 of them in here. They started from just a cutting of a snake plant. So this is the cutting and I rooted it and then this came out of that. And then over here, same thing. This is the cutting, this little leaf, and then all of this grew from that. And then this guy, this is a different style. It's the one that's like very long and pointy. And then all of this grew from this cutting. This is a little neon pothos, just living its little life, best life in this little container. But yeah, it's cute. My Monstera Peru, but I think this has changed, like the name has changed. I'm not too sure what it is. Let me know if you know. I'm not really up to date with the changes. I know plant names tend to change pretty quickly. If you watched one of my recent videos, I think it's my last video, yeah, where I was doing the Q&A, this plant was already looking droopy in that video and I haven't watered it until today, but there was a lot of dead leaves, so you can see that it's really bare. It's still hanging in there. I just feel so bad because I'm like, why didn't I water it after that video or before that video? Because I can tell that it was thirsty, but I'll probably propagate it and then start over because it looks quite bare. And then over here we have a, it's actually a Hawaiian pothos, and I think this is a Synapsis Silver Splash. It kind of reminds me of a cheetah print, which is kind of cool. And then, so this one is in there and is crawling or vining upward, and it's coming this way. But now the leaves are getting smaller, but I also underwatered it, so it's probably why. And then here is the Hawaiian pothos. And you can tell it's a Hawaiian pothos because it has a lot more white and it's more like paint strokes versus splashes, I guess, if you compare it to just like a regular golden pothos, and then this is a Hawaiian. And then over here I have my Monstera Adansonii. And this one was struggling for a while for me, but now it's doing amazing. Like these leaves are so big. Look at that. And so many holes or fenestrations. My technical word, holes. It's doing really well, and I think it's because I put it on this bamboo stick, but now it's just hanging out in the air. So it's still doing fine. I want to propagate it, but I'm just worried because I don't want the leaves to get smaller. So I may air layer the part where it has the last leaf and then cut it. But yeah, I love these leaves. And then over here, I have my McDowell. So this is a philodendron McDowell. It's actually one of my philodendron McDowells. I do have two. And it started with some smaller leaves. And it's been doing really well with the light that I have up here. This is a Scentsy Grow Light. I do have an affiliate link if you want to purchase, but I have 1, 2, and then if I slowly turn around, I have 3 and I have 4. So I have quite a bit of Scentsy Grow Lights in this room because I just wanted to cover the whole area. So the plants obviously love it. This is the newest leaf for my philodendron McDowell, but I can tell that it's drooping and I need water. I just watered it, so probably after this video is going to be when they're all perked up. But I love the pillowy shaped leaves. Look at that sinus. You can tell all of the nectar. Look at that. Oh my goodness. All right. And then here I have 2 Jose Bono, so philodendron Jose Bono, or Bueno, Jose Bueno. Yeah, so you can see that there's a leaf coming out right there. The only problem with these is that they do have low variegation, or basically no variegation. Like this one kind of looks like it does, but these don't. I do have another Jose Bono, Bueno. I have 3, and 2 of them have lower variegation. And then if we go up here, we have my philodendron Brandytianum. Brandytianum. I love these leaves. They're so shiny. It's like a matte, shiny leaf. I don't know how to explain it. And they're thicker. It's trailing right now. I would love for it to climb, but I haven't got there yet. And then beside it, I have my philodendron Cebu Blue. This plant is so long. If I were to let it just dangle and do whatever it wants, then it would be touching the floor. So what I do is I actually go over the pot a couple of times and let it start rooting from the actual vines. That way it looks more full. So there may actually be less vines rooted up top, but then because I basically overlapped them, or, you know, like I said, put them on top, they grow more full. And then right beside it, I have the Global Green Pothos. It looks beautiful. Sorry, let me turn down the brightness for you. There we go. And this one is also super full. It loves the light. And look what it's doing. It actually wants to root itself into this plant, which I think is super funny. But yeah, so this area is very dense and full because of these 3 plants, but I love it. And then over here, I have a few plants that again I neglected just because they are right beside the window, so there's a lot of sun. So this is my philodendron Brazil, and you can tell that it's just out of control. And then over here is my Syndapsis argyris, but it's actually facing the door, so I can't really show you. It's super long, gets a lot of light, and it loves it. And then this one is the shingling plant, which again, it is overgrown. I definitely could propagate it, cut it back, just so that I can get some bigger leaves, because right now they're all quite small, but it's okay. And then right in front of it, I have my philodendron, I think this is the Spa Columbia Silver. Yes, yeah, because I have a small propagation, but it's not really silver. So I think it's just philodendron Spa Columbia, but this one is so pillowy. Like so pillowy. All of my philodendrons, it's almost like they're twins. I'm like, who's this? Who's that? But yeah, so this is super pillowy. Because that one over there is McDowell, yeah. So I have 2 Spot Columbia Silver, and then I have 2 McDowell because I've propagated them. And then this one again is technically an unknown. It was given to me as one thing, but then when I shared it with people, they mentioned that it may be another, because the sinus on this one is pink, and then the petioles actually circle. Let me see if I can show you. Maybe it's better on this one. Can you see that? There you go. So it's not fully circled, but it is there. It's like pointy on either side. And then the bottom is all green, and then the top is very silver. It almost looks like a mame, but then I think the person said it may be a philodendron soderoy af. I don't know, it's kind of the same as the small one over there. They look almost identical, but for some reason this one looks a bit different just because of the sinus. But let me know what you think. Here it is again. Super pretty. And then over here I have my Syndapsis Jade Satin. This one, because I gave it more light for some of the leaves, look how silver it turned. That's Syndapsis Satin, because look, it's right here. Pretty cool, huh? Oh, there's a new leaf. All right, and then over here, okay. I have a box of Syndapsis Exotica, and it's busting. Oh, look at it. Like, oh my gosh. See these guys? Have to guess. Pot it up, repot it. Let me actually open this up because it's actually pretty moist. Okay, there we go. And then over here, it's one of my newest additions. This is the Philodendron Splendid. It's a mix of the Philodendron Gloriosum and Philodendron Melanochrysum. But yeah, it's beautiful. There we go. So, so beautiful. Here I have some random propagations. I have Syngonium, Brazil Philodendron, some other pothos, some other vining philodendron, a little bit of everything. And then obviously the whole time you were able to see my Rhiphidophora tetrasperma, which is the one that's going all over the place. But the thing is that it's definitely not doing well, because the further you go, the more leaves are falling or turning yellow. So I think I'm gonna propagate it. Not sure if I wanna do it in a video or kind of see how it goes, and I'll record, but then maybe do clips of the progress. And then over here, you can tell that all the leaves have fallen. So it's either root bound, I am underwatering it, overwatering it, or it's just doesn't have enough nutrition. So I'll have to figure that out. Again, I'm so sorry I'm out of breath. It's just that I was cleaning before this video, and then it's so hot in here. I actually have no idea what the temperature is. All right, so here in front of me, you would have seen this little situation in a short, because someone asked me to show them a view of this. So this is my wooden skid, and the plants are on it in different ways. So I have these tin containers that are wrapped around one of the piece of plywoods or piece of wood, and then it hangs there. I have some hanging in their pots. I have some hanging by using some door hooks, and then I just have like some buckets on it. So here's a bucket, here's a hanging planter as well, and then over here is another hanging planter. So it's pretty cute. I love it. It just gives such a cute decor piece and just like a different view from what's behind me, what you just saw, right? So it's just kind of cute, different sections of the plant room. All right, so when it comes to the plants, right away you see here my Monstera Thai Constellation. This is the newest leaf right here. I love this marble variegation right there. Oh, so nice. This one has been a headache. She hasn't been this pretty in a very long time. It took her a long time to kind of get used to just figuring stuff out. So I'm glad she's doing well. This is my Hoya Crimson Princess. It's kind of sun stressed. You can tell it's a little bit more yellow because it was outside, but it's recovering. It's doing good. Over here you have my Monstera decursiva, or sorry, Rhiphidophora decursiva. That's like the one that I have on my cart there. If I said Monstera, I meant Rhaphidophora. So yeah, this one has the leaf that splits. So I think it's like a fishtail look. I think that's the other name of it. Super pretty. I'm actually air layering it, and I've been air layering it for a very long time. And then here's the Monstera Saltipicana. Again, I think the name may have changed. Can't remember, but it's super beautiful. I love the deep veining of it. It's so pronounced. So yeah, super pretty. And I'm doing the same thing with this one as I'm doing with my Cebu Blue, which is overlapping or, you know, crossing over the vines, because if not, this would be super long. And then over here you have my variegated string of hearts. It is so tangled, and I also have it hanging here so it's not touching the floor, but it is overgrown. Look at how white that one is. Super nice. Well, there you go. But yeah, so easy care plant, just water it once in a while. That's all you have to do. This is my Hoya Croniana Splash, which you would have seen recently, I think a few weeks ago in my plant vlog video. I can link it in the description just in case you missed it, but I purchased this one that day and I was so excited, and I am excited to have it here on the skid because I think it looks so good, trailing and full and lush. So I'm excited to add this one to the wall. And I also purchased its sister, which is the Hoya Croniana Silver. And this one I adore as well. I love, love, love the color of these leaves. It's like a light sage color. I wish it was like Hoya Croniana Sage. I think that name would like suit it perfectly because the color is gorgeous. And again, I'm so happy that I found a plant that's already trailing, and it looks super cute as well on the wall. Before I forget to show you this guy and miss him because it was right beside my Hoya Croniana Splash, is my Philodendron Chocolate Impress or Empress. It is so, so beautiful. What caught my eye was actually looking this plant up and seeing what the more mature leaves look like, because it is so, so beautiful. Immature, but when you see the leaves when they're mature, I was like, wow, that actually is really cool and different from what I have in my collection. I usually wouldn't pick up something like this just because the way that it grows wide, like outward versus like vertical or horizontal. So I'll have to move it around once it gets bigger, but it is super, super beautiful. And I love like the wavy edges. I don't know, it's just so different from anything else that I have in my collection. Here you have a bouquet of different plants. There's a pot here that I just like randomly put together, a bunch of water propagated cuttings, and then I put it into this pot together and then I just let it grow. So quite a few different plants here. There's I think this is the pearls and jade, and then but then you have this something like this, and then you have something like this. So I think these are definitely different because you can tell, or maybe they're the same. Can't remember. And then you have a couple of Syndapses as well, and then another Syndapsis here. And then over here you have the pearls and jade, but I have them in 2 containers, and this one is vining over here. Looks beautiful. One of them is actually in perlite and the other one's in soil, and they're both doing great. So you never know unless you try. And then over here I have just my regular string of hearts. And this one, it could be crawling from like to the other room, really, if I let it drag on the floor. But it's been with me again for quite a while. Oh my god, look! I didn't even notice that. What the heck? I've actually never seen one of these like outside of the soil. This is, so if I were to root this into the soil, it would grow roots. It's like one of the bulbs. Anyways, that was random. And then here are some of my favorite plants. Well, obviously, they're all my favorite. But here is my Philodendron Beauty. And this one is a half moon right here. But I don't know if I should cut it. So this is what's happening. This was the original leaf. And then the next leaf is green, basically. And then the next one's fully white or yellow. And then this one came out. half and half. And then this one came out. And then now this is the newest leaf here, and I'm worried it's gonna be all yellow because I can't really see any green in that. So I don't know. We'll see. If not, I may have to cut it back at least like to this guy right here, just so that at least I have a chance of getting a half leaf again, half and half. And then over here you have the Philodendron Florida Green. So this is Florida Beauty, Florida Green, and these leaves are stunning. I want this one to look like this one day, but I don't know. It's gonna take some time, but these leaves are so nice. This is the newest leaf right here. It's all kind of like stuck, like sticky. I'll have to give it a shower, that way it can open up. All right, so I'm actually gonna go into the cabinet now. So I'm gonna move that and let's go into the cabinet. Oh, actually, let me show you some of the plants that are up here. So this is just the regular Syngonium. It's just green, but I do have a Syngonium albo connected to this. It's like a cutting that I put into the soil. And then I have some small Regal Shield propagations. This is just in moss in a container up here. And it's close to the sun, the light, I was gonna say, the light right here. So they're loving it, obviously. All right, so here's my cabinet. Again, just another heads up, it is a mess. The shelves are filthy, but that's just, it is what it is. And yeah, so a lot of these plants, I can't really move them because there's just so much going on and they're all intertwined. So I do have a few plants on this right side that I wanted to share with you. So you have, again, quite a few. So I have a Philodendron Campo Sportuanum, hopefully I pronounced that right. Philodendron Majestic, Philodendron Bipennifolium, which is the one that's more blue, which is this one right here. And then I have a Philodendron Lupinum in Pawn. So it's this one down here, this one here. So they're all in this area over here. You can tell the different leaves. But man, they are overgrown. They love this cabinet. And then let's see what I'm propagating. So this one is, I think, oh look, there's 2 growth points. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. I think this is another Philodendron Spa Columbia or El Choco. I'll find out when it gets bigger. This is a Syndapsis Platinum, I believe. It's really silver. And then I have one of my favorite Hoyas, which is Australis Lisa. I actually have 2. I guess I have 3. So this one has 1 vine, and then back here I have one that has 2 vines. And then one day, hopefully soon, I will pot them up together. And then over here I have a Hoya Microphylla Variegata. I think that's still the name, and she's also taking over. You probably would have seen this in one of my shorts as well, but she's taking over, and I don't know if I should leave it for the new leaves to grow or if I should maybe transfer her to a pot and take her out of the cabinet, but I don't know. And then over here you have another Hoya, the silver one. This one was just a small cutting, which is this, and then all of this grew in the cabinet. So she's doing really well. And then here is oh look, it's a nice leaf. Anyways, so the one back there is a Syndapsis dark form, which obviously you can tell is like the super green, dark, deep leaves. And then this is the bottom part of the Philodendron Mame. So there's the 2, and I wanted to see whether or not these would survive. We'll see. It may not. And then over here I have my other Philodendron Spa Columbia Silver. I love this leaf. If I were to have to pick which leaf I like the best, it would have to be this one because it's just so pronounced. The depth of the the veins. The leaf is so pillowy. I love the color. It's just such a cool plant. And it's really nice how the leaves actually come out very light. It's like a pinky almost. You see that? And then it comes out like this. So this is actually a rehab for those that watched my other video. And then I have a Philodendron Fuzzy Petiole. This one is doing really well, and the leaves are upsizing and growing pretty quickly. So this is the newest leaf right here. Let's not look at the one behind that's that's crispy, but this one's so pretty. And I'm excited to see this one grow because I saw some at the garden center and the leaves are so big and just like wide. It's just like a different look, which I love. I also need to show you the propagations that I have in that container, so I just have to grab it first. So I ended up removing a chunk from this plant because there was like a separate piece. So I ended up placing it into a container with sphagnum moss, and look how silver that is. I'm like so surprised. There's a new leaf coming out, so there's a second leaf right there. But look how silver that is. It's actually been a while since I've seen it or opened it up, so I'm glad that I was able to show you. So super excited that this was a successful wet stick propagation. And sorry about my throat. I've been talking all day at work and I just really wanted to record this video because if not, I'll just procrastinate and not do it. So over here we have a few more plants. So we have the Philodendron Florida Ghost. So you can tell that this one, it started like this. And then this is one, look at that. Look how white it is. And oh, it definitely needs water. So let me just throw this one back down here. You can see how the leaf is changing, which I think is really cool. So yeah, so Florida Ghost. And then let's go over here. So this is a rehab. This is my Philodendron Luxurians. Oh my God, look at that in the camera. Wow. This is a velvety leaf, so it is very hard to keep happy, but I think I just have to repot it. And here's a new leaf right here. Look how big this leaf is going to be. Oh, wow. And then where's the other one? Yeah, so this is the newest leaf for the one plant, and then there's another plant there. And you can see that this has quite a few. Look at this leaf. Oh, wow. I love this plant. And I'm so glad I was able to revive it and watch it grow. My small Philodendron Majestic is hiding behind the Luxurian, so I have to pull it out to show you. So this is the small Majestic that I have, and it's tiny, but man, oh man, it is still stunning. Now the weird thing is that the older leaf, which is this one right here, it is like yellow variegated, which I know it's not variegation, but I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna be able to catch it. Yeah, right there. So you see how it's like yellow? It's so weird. I don't know, it's interesting, but yeah, so this is a Majestic. And then right in front of you here, this gorgeous Alocasia. This is the Alocasia Corazon, which obviously I love the name. But this Alocasia is so pretty, so silvery, like silvery blue. That's my favorite kind of plant. A plant that's easy care, silvery blue. And this one actually has like a patch of variegation, which is so cute. And then over here is my Philodendron Jose Bueno. But for some reason, it's not as white as it used to be. I don't know if it's because it needs less light. But yeah, so it's definitely beautiful. It has some nice variegation, and it looks like the next one that's coming out is really white. But for some reason, as it gets older, it tends to fade. And then this guy over here in the back is my Philodendron El Choco as well. I propagated the bottom. Let's see this leaf. This is a pretty leaf right here. I propagated the bottom because it was just laggy, so I ended up cutting it, and that's the one that you saw at the beginning. So that's the bottom part of that plant. Last but not least, because I almost forgot, I had to turn back around, and this is the plant that's been in our face every time I was trying to look at the plants behind there, but this is my other Philodendron McDowell, and this one definitely needs to be repotted ASAP, but again, it's just doing its own thing. This is crawling across the cabinet, which is like, oh my God. And then here are the aerial roots on this last one. And this is the newest leaf right here. Super cute, obviously looking at the light. But yeah, McDowell is definitely one of my favorite philodendron just because of the pillowy leaves, and it's like matte finish, very defined veins, and it's just super beautiful. So yeah, before I forget to show you that one, this is my other Philodendron McDowell. So yeah, that is the cabinet. And that is the plant room. So I hope you enjoyed. Give this video a thumbs up if you did like the plant room. Again, sorry if I was breathing really deeply or loud because again, it's so hot in here. You know, you gotta do it for the YouTube. And let me know if you have any questions or if you have any video ideas on any plants that you saw, any recommendations, let me know. I will definitely read the comments and respond. Finally, I feel so good to have shared my plant room because, oh boy, I was procrastinating and delaying it so much because I just know that there's so much to do in this room. I'm like, okay, if I wait till I finish all my plant chores, it's never going to be posted. So, so again, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you did like it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you soon.